Maybe a small question just to break the silence. Recently, Mark Zuckerberg announced opening of the metaverse, so kind of space where our avatars is gonna move, and actually he's opening a big market of human values and experiences. So what is your opinion? Does your project somehow relates to this problem, let's say this problematics, this topic? Is there any ethical position you have actually? Do you have any statement in regard to this trading of human values, or it's only kind of a realization, it happens, and kind of trying to give it a form? So what's your actually opinion about this big change is going to happen?
No, actually it's not a big change. There is nothing very new in Mark Zuckerberg proposal, because, you know, I am one of those who were in the early 90s working with VR and doing immersive artwork in VR. I even defined in 92 how VR art collection, contemporary art collection could be. And for me, it was totally fine, because it's a way to consider that what we call conceptual art may find a space where things are coherent with the conceptualization of art. So the problem is that I was using metaverses in the 90s. I was part of that, like Alpha World, really 95 started. And it was a free space where people could meet. We were doing exactly what Mark Zuckerberg is describing now. So it's really funny. Then it became, in 2000 something, it became a commercial thing with Second Life. And so for me, it was a shock, because it was so cute, fascinating, friendly thing with Alpha World that Second Life became like, suddenly it was a supermarket, a shopping mall, something totally different. So what Mark Zuckerberg is doing, you know, people, what is fantastic, and I think very often we don't have that in mind, the future is designed by artists, by writers, by artists, sometimes by scientists, by people who try to anticipate where technologies and the potential of technologies could become. And of course, if you read Gibson, Stephenson, how do we, steampunk, anticipation of the evolution of technology, you have something like that, a kind of parallel universe in which you have another kind of existence where distances are not considered the same way, but it's already that. We are already in the metaverse. The only thing is, do we want to use 3D models, more or less, not very convincing, in order to evolve in? Or do we want just to keep on using videos? When I did the tunnel under the Atlantic in '95, I put video inside virtual reality to communicate between Paris and Montreal. And then I did it with New Delhi and many other cities. And for me, the thing was to really see the people. So the substitute of avatars is not very interesting until we get the level of sensibility, of emotional contact that we have with for example, video chat. And the video chat I think the pandemics probably accelerate the process of mutating part of our communication transaction to a kind of virtual world. This is what we do. And I believe in hybridity. I believe in the fact that we don't want only that. We don't want only substitutes. We want something where we keep the level of conviviality we have in the physical world. And for example, when we did the Hong Kong Garden of Ars Electronica this year and last year, we tried to rebuild what is the experience of being with friends, talking about different things, consideration related to art and so on, as when we go to festivals. When you go to Ars Electronica or other big festivals, you have the possibility to meet the people working in similar fields and interested in similar topics. And you just enjoy the fact to feel that some other people are concerned, exploring, taking risk in this field. So I'm not sure I reply to your question. I'm sure of one thing, I don't have all the answers, but definitely we can reverse a process of integrating new, different ways of communication at different levels. But the evolution, we know that, we have seen that with VR. You know, VR really started, let's say, in the 80s. And with a headset, goggles, and with Jérôme Lanier and VR gloves and suits, and this was fascinating. But of course, plenty of people couldn't access to that. And then we have been working with VR in the 90s using very expensive devices. By chance, we didn't have money, but companies doing the technologies wanted us to support the exploration, the innovation, the potential of that. So that made possible the fact to do artworks with something that has no comparison with what would be the actual cost of the production. And then technologies could use your cell phone as a display in a very simple and cheap device, and people could start using that. I don't know how many can have something on the eyes for more than 5 minutes, but this will evolve. We don't have to believe that we are limited by technologies. We just have to wait technologies to evolve, and we have to be aware of how this technology will affect our interrelations with the world and with other people. And so for me, the most important thing is to perceive our relation to the world and to people can be modified, altered by recent technologies. So yes, technologies are not there yet. Honestly, we cannot do the fantastic thing Zuckerberg is promoting. And this has been described 20, 30 years ago. So it's not an innovation, even 40. Gibson Neuromansion was in 84. And there are many things that happened before, also in terms of literature. And so we have to keep that in mind and try to figure out. It's interesting to see that artists describe the future, describe the limit of the future, what you see in Blade Runner and so on. And now we have to deal with it. We have to make choices. And this is our responsibility.
Maurice, thank you so much. Really fantastic that you gave us this direct introduction and talk. And as I said, I'm sure we will keep in touch. And now we can continue with our exhibition opening.
Definitely. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes.
Thank you, Thomas, for your support as well. That's fantastic to have this opportunity in Zagreb. And I always love to come back this place, and I will never forget the fantastic party we had in Ingeborg
Vineyard.
Vineyard.
It used to be vineyard, really, with wine and everything. Now it's only house and the garden state, but it's still beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Have a nice sleep. I hope you won't dream terrible dreams about our connection. And see you soon. Yeah.
See you soon. Bye-bye, all of you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, Maurice.